I just got a huge sign to make this video. Thinking about the 3D and the 5D colliding, are you thinking that you're in the 3D and you're always wondering, how am I going to transition from the 3D to the 5D? You're wondering, how is that even possible? How is that even gonna work? You know? And I'm here to tell you that it is way easier and so seamlessly beautiful than you think. So, if you've ever taken like psychedelics and stuff, you enter into this space and time where you know everything, where you know, where you it feels like you magically know the answers to everything. And sometimes you come back from that trip and you don't remember anything, and sometimes you enter this body, you enter back into your body remembering everything from that trip, right? So the 5D, entering the 5D is literally not even like having to take psychedelics anymore to enter the 5. So the 5D will be that reality of knowing everything, like now trusting yourself without doubt. Because when you enter this time and space where you take psychedelics and you feels like you are still here on Earth, but somewhere else at the same time. But it feels like both of them can't exist at the same time. It feels like you have to take something in order to enter that space and time where everything feels like it makes sense. So that's how the 3D and the 5D, that's how we will transition into the 5D, is that inner knowing that there is no separation between. They will literally collide, like they will literally enter themselves, and it like they're gonna be in the same place at the same time, and they're just going to merge together. So it's literally like you looking at yourself. It's like you seeing yourself while tripping, right? Everyone always says that is like the scariest time. It's something that sounds really scary, but when you think about it, you know, it's scary to you because you don't trust yourself, you know? You see that person as a stranger. But if you love yourself and trust yourself so deeply, seeing yourself while tripping is one of the most beautiful things in the world. Because it's like sitting down with yourself and just saying, like, we made it. We finally don't see a difference between this world and our world, and we can exist at the same time at the same place. How I knew this was happening and how I knew this was going to be the way it happens is I manifest a lot of that into my life. I manifest a lot of psychedelics into my life. And all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, they are not coming into my life at all. Like everything that I try to do, it's just not coming in. And the harder I try, the less I see them, the less I see them in my life, right? And I'm just like, it sort of feels like, well, that was the only thing that was saving me from being here, right? Like, that was like the only thing that was like giving me some time to breathe between the 3D and the 5D. I was able to like fully meditate and not be here. You know, that was the only breathing time that it felt that I had. So not being able to have them in my life feels like I'm underwater without any kind of special equipment in order to breathe, because I have created this separation, you know, between me and the person I become when I eat these psychedelics. And now I'm getting to realize that the universe has stopped these from coming into my life to show me that there is going to be no separation at all. So you're not going to feel like you're underwater, that you can't just take a breath. It's not going to feel like you're struggling in life anymore. It's going to feel like everything that you had manifested in this state of being, because you wanted freedom. You want freedom. Deep down inside, that's all you want. You just want to be happy and you want to be free from everything. Because it feels like when you think about money, for some reason it feels like all you think about are bills and how the money that you receive is going to go towards the things you need to pay. But you feel like, well, why does it feel that way when money should make me feel free? Because that's what they claim it to be, right? The more money you have, the more freedom you have, right? But sometimes if we're stuck in this like materialistic world, you know, I would always think, well, money, I'm going to be able to buy this, 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 and this. Well, why am I buying this, this, and this? Because I have attached my happiness to said things, and now I have put in my brain that if I don't get said things, I will not be happy. And so that's where that blockage of money comes in, while thinking that this has to come in order for you to be happy. And so the universe is like, well, I'm not going to bring you said thing, because now if I bring you said thing, you're going to accept that idea into your reality. So the universe is like, well, until you change your thought that this is going to make you happy. So that's why they say manifest it and then forget it, because as soon as you forget it, the universe is like, oh yeah, remember that one thing they were trying to manifest into their life, but they said that they weren't going to be happy if they could not be happy until they had said thing. Oh yeah, we did. Well, they're really happy right now, and if we bring it to them, they're going to be like, so they're going to be wondering, how is this manifesting thing working? And so us doing that is going to slowly help them understand that said thing is not bringing you happiness. You yourself and your inner knowing and your inner ideas are what brings you happiness, not this outside world. That's why we need to like really stop depending on seeing something physically, right? Seeing something physically there in order to say, well, I'm going to keep trusting in the universe if it keeps bringing me said thing. And so then the universe is like, okay, well, then if I bring you said thing, then you need to see this thing in order to trust me. And the universe is like, okay, well then stop bringing them anything. So then it starts feeling like nothing is coming in. Like the things that you felt like were so close to you have now disappeared. And that like everything that you've ever wanted no longer exists. And so that's when you have like the biggest tower moment of your life. You start thinking, oh my gosh, like I thought the universe was on my side. I thought my angels brought me everything that I want. So why has everything stopped? Why does it feel like my life is falling apart when it should be feeling like it's falling into place? Like I've done so much inner work. I've done so much healing. But you don't even realize that you have made a contract with the universe, right? By saying that, by believing that, by saying that, oh, well, if said thing comes into my life, then I'm going to trust the universe. And the universe is like, you should trust yourself because you are the universe. So you should trust yourself no matter what. You should trust yourself without having to see anything in the physical world. As scary as that sounds, that you have to trust without seeing, trust me, like, Val is scared too. Like, we are scared too. Like, not seeing, because, like, there's really no separation between us. You know, her logical brain and her earth brain and her heart are together. Like, we're entering the 5D, so we're no longer separating this, like, this fear, right? We also have this fear living inside of us right now, right? This fear living inside of us right now, and this inner knowing that everything will be okay. And right now it feels like they're battling so hard right now, right? Well, it feels like my heart's not battling at all. My heart is just like slowly just waiting for me to understand and stop giving energy to these fears and stop giving energy to this logical brain and move all of my energy into my heart and have this, like, inner knowing that everything is going to get better no matter what. My life can be crumbling apart, but I'm going to be trusting in the universe. And it's so scary. Like, I'm saying this to other people, like, people are saying, like, around me, right? Well, our lives are falling apart. And I'm just like, mine is too, but somehow, for some reason, it feels like everything's gonna be okay. Like, and, like, for a second, I feel like, well, yesterday, I felt like I was holding on to a thread that if someone were to come and cut this thread, I would die. And it felt like my angels were like, so if we cut this thread, then you're gonna die. Okay. And so they cut it, and then I was just like, what? But then, like, I started realizing that what was dying was the idea of this fear. The idea that I have to see something physical in my life in order to trust in the universe, in order to trust in myself, in order to trust that things are gonna get better. And so now I'm no longer seeing anything physical for right now, but I'm seeing everything in signs. I'm seeing so many numbers. I told my angels that if I'm seeing 111, then that's when I know a tower moment is going to happen, right? And I don't know if 111 is a tower moment. I'm pretty sure it means something different to everyone. But I had made this contract with them, and I said, if I see 111 everywhere, a lot today, I will know I'm entering a tower moment, and that it's going to feel like I'm dying, but I'm gonna be okay. And so my angels, I feel like, said, say less. And I've been seeing 111, 111 everywhere today. And something, like, my logical brain was like, let's ask for it, but not realizing that asking for it, you're asking for the answers, right? And so my logical brain was like, I don't think we can survive another tower moment. And it feels like my heart was like, yes, we can. We have survived way worse than this. Are we really thinking that this is the end? Come on. And my logical brain is saying, like, no, like, you don't understand that this feels more serious than other things that we've gone through. Like, there's so many reasons why we should be scared. Like, and it lists everything in it, and it's like giving me this, like, projector, right? And it's like, no, but watch this. And it's trying to give me so many examples and so many reasons to not trust, right? And my heart is just like loud. It's getting louder and louder and louder. And I'm just like, yeah, but these fears really don't mean anything. Like, we're grateful and so grateful for everything in our life. But if we were to lose everything in our life, we would still be okay. We would still be alive. Like, we're still okay, no matter what. And it's a scary place to be at. It's a very scary but beautiful place to be at, because our logical brain is saying, well, if we're not attached to anything, if we're not looking forward to anything, then what's the reason for being here? You know, our logical brain is saying, like, well, if you can live without all of this, then why are you here? Right? And then my heart's like, well, because we want freedom and love and magic in our lives. And so we know that this is going to come into our lives, so we are not worried. Like, logical brain, like, chillax, take a chill pill. And it's literally like, we are like, it feels like our physical body is no longer taking the mushrooms, but it feels like we have given it to our logical brain, right? It feels like we've been giving them that chill pill. It's like, my physical body has been taking a chill pill so much that my body inner knowing knows. I trust in everything. And my logical brain is just not there yet, but it's going to transition. And that's what that 3D and 5D transition is. It's from moving from your logical brain into your heart space, and that inner knowing that everything is going to be okay, and that you can still be scared and still know that it's going to be okay. Because trust me, like, we don't seem scared to the outer world, right? Like, to the outer world, we're saying what we want. So we're like, I'm not scared at all. Like, I know that everything is going to work out. Like, if anyone were to tell me anything today, I would be like, okay, well, that makes sense. I did ask for a tower moment, right? I didn't ask for the tower moment. I asked to know when the tower moment was going to happen. You know, like, just show me 111, 1111, or 111. If that tower moment is going to happen, you know, and when it is happening, because I know it's happening, because I feel like I'm holding on to a thread, so I know that it's time for a tower moment. And so my brain today, well, not my brain, but spirit was literally showing me things crumbling. You know, I would see movies where things would crumble. I actually had this, I make little mud balls. And I left one out here. Well, that's not true. I didn't like how it turned out. So I was like, I'm gonna just use this as the test, right? Not this one, but a bigger one that I made. I just didn't like how it turned out, so I just grabbed it and I said, well, I want to see as a test, like, how does it react when it falls, right? So just knowing, like, and so I dropped it and it, like, some of it crumbled, some of it broke apart, but not the whole thing. It was just parts and pieces of it, but you can still see that it was a ball. And so it's been raining a lot these past few days, and so it's been still this, like, solid ball, but it's been soaking in all this water, so it looks solid, but as soon as you touch it, it crumbles into mud, because that's what it is right now. It was just holding on together through some of the dry parts on the inside, but on the outside it was getting wet and the water was coming in. So I was walking through here, and without noticing, I stepped on it by accident. And instead of it even looking like a solid ball anymore, it's just mud. It's just mush. And then you can just grab these pieces and, like, make another ball with it. It's like everything you knew, like, now, without you seeing it, now I'm seeing the signs physically, right? So I was like, I stepped in it and I'm getting the sign. It looks like it's not this ball anymore. It just looks like mud. It looks like, well, time to start a new project. But something in you knows I can just grab this and make another one with it. And I can learn from my mistakes, right? I can learn from, you know, not putting enough water on it, and not giving it enough time to dry and put layers on it, you know, didn't really make it the way that I want. And so now I'm bringing that into my 3D, right, into my logical brain, and I'm saying, well, all of these times that I didn't follow my heart, I was going for goals that weren't mine, I was working at jobs that I hated, I was talking to people I didn't like, I was letting people into my life with knowing that I didn't want them in my life. So now it's to that point where all of these things are just gonna fall. Literally. All of these things are gonna fall, and there's nothing you can do about it. But be okay with it. Like, that's your only option, is to just accept it, because it's going to happen, and you can either see it as this is the worst day of my life, or you can see it as this is an opportunity to rebuild my life the way that I want to, with no one's opinion, no outer noise, nothing. I'm asking myself, me, what do I want before making decisions, and not expecting anyone to give me any opinion. Because whatever I say, I'm going to do. Whatever feels right to me, that's what I'm going to do. I trust myself so much. I trust my heart and this inner knowing and my angels and the universe so much that they will guide me into the right direction. I will see signs. These opportunities will just feel like it's just falling into my life without any explanation. Magic is going to be happening with no explanation in my physical world, because now there's not going to be a separation between the 3D and 5D. It's going to literally collide together and make this new earth without it seeming that anything changed. But what's changing is inside. Inside, it feels like everything has crumbled, but the outside, it feels like everything is the same. Like, it's so weird to say, like, it feels like our life is crumbling into pieces, but you're looking out into the world and you're just like, it feels like nothing is changing. But it's because your outer world isn't changing, you know? You've made this agreement that you no longer need to see anything physically change in order for you to know that good things are happening. So you don't need to see this destruction in your life in order to understand that this destruction is happening inside. You no longer need to see this destruction in your actual reality. You just have to have this inner knowing that it's happening, it's okay. And oh my gosh, like I have this neighbor, right? Well, I guess like not neighbor, but in a view. And I swear, the 2 years that I have lived back here, and every single day that I have come back into this backyard, I have never seen that door open. I've never seen anyone go in or out, you know? And lately, these past like 2 days, I have been seeing people go in and out, in and out. And I feel like that is a physical sign that opportunities, doors are gonna be opening so quickly. And just because you enter into the door doesn't mean that you have to stay in the door. So just because you chose this door doesn't mean that you're stuck with this door, you know? So you have a whole set of keys in all of these doors, and you're able to now have a choice of, I'm opening this door, I'm entering it, I don't really like it. This door's not really me anymore. I've changed, and that's not what I'm hoping for anymore. And so now you're able to step outside of the door and lock it and literally just throw the key out, because you're just like, that's just not my goal anymore. And you're gonna be like, what the heck? Like, I had always prayed for doors to open, right? I'd always prayed for just one door to open. Like, give me just one opportunity. This is all I need. I just need one opportunity to help me realize that things are working out. And it felt like the universe was like, when now we can't show you any doors, because these physical doors, these physical opportunities don't need to be in your reality to know, for you to have this inner knowing that they are going to come in. And so now I'm into this space where things can be falling apart, and I know that what I need and what I want will appear when I need it to appear. You know, things haven't crumbled yet. So, what's the point of it entering? Because I'm so comfortable here. So, if what I want is served to me while I'm comfortable, I'm gonna be like, no, no, thank you. I'll actually take that in a little bit, but not right now, right? But then, if your whole world feels like it's already crumbled, right? And the universe is like, here you go. Are you gonna say no, thank you? No, you're not. You're gonna be like, thank you so much. You're gonna be so grateful and thankful for this opportunity, for this blessing. So the universe is just waiting for everything in your physical reality, for you to let go of everything in your physical reality. Like, it doesn't have to physically crumble, right? But maybe you are really attached to a job, but maybe you're really attached to a person. You said that this is what's keeping my life together, right? So whatever you believe to be keeping your life together might either change, or it might just leave your life completely. Um, but you know what? You're not scared of it. You're not scared of it. Even though some parts of you are like, oh, so what is holding my life together? But I feel like in some parts of you, you know what that is. Um, and if you're experiencing a lot of rainy season, a lot of rain, um, it's a sign that it is mourning time. It's okay to mourn. It's okay to be sad. If this thing leaves your life, it's okay. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. I need to go grab something. Give me a second. You will literally not believe what just happened. So I ordered some groceries. Well, not some groceries, but some things to be delivered. And I got a text message, so I thought, okay, well, it's because it's here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video. And so I go into my front door, and they're not there yet. And so I'm just like, maybe they got delivered to another place. And so I got a little scared. I was like, because they had been delivered to another place before, you know? And so I was like, well, and I was like, well, it gave me that message because it was delivered, right? But then I read into the message and it said the item should arrive at this time. And I was like, oh, but it's not here yet. Okay, so I can stop freaking out. It's gonna be here, but I got that message just saying that it's arriving soon. While me thinking, oh, well, it's already here, let me go grab it. And coming outside and just being like, oh no, I don't see it. But then I'm like, oh, I read the message wrong. So maybe that could be a sign for you as well, is maybe there's something in your life that's freaking you out. Or maybe something you're worried about that maybe you're not reading into right. Maybe you're not reading into correctly. Could be a sign for you. But yeah, this is really what I wanted to say is I'm really going to title this How to Trust, and I literally just got the message. It says the items are arriving soon. Again, me thinking, oh, they're here. It says arriving soon. I'm literally going to be titling this How to Trust in the Universe Without Any Physical Proof. Without anything in your 3D. Because literally your logical brain and your spiritual self are literally colliding. They're literally colliding right now. What what an exciting but scary time this is. What a beautiful, scary time this is. It's a little scary, you're a little nervous, you're a little like anxious. And you're anxious mainly because this has happened before. Like this feeling has happened before, and it felt like you jumped too early. It felt like you took the leap of faith, but you jumped too early, and then you convince yourself, well, whenever I have this feeling, I'm not going to take the jump. I'm not going to take that leap of faith because it just wasn't time, I guess. And so now the universe is literally putting you back into that situation and asking you to take that leap of faith. And something in you is like, oh, well, no, I can't take it because last time it didn't work. Right? But you thinking, but then look back into that moment and say, did everything really not work out? I'm still alive. And we thought that if it didn't work out, that we weren't going to survive. But we're still here. Well, and then you enter this time of epiphany. You're just like, so just because things don't work out the way that I want them to, or the way that I feel like I need them to, doesn't mean I'm not going to survive. It doesn't mean that that's the end. And so you look back into that moment, you're just like, yes, it felt like things were falling apart, but then after a month, or maybe even sooner than that, you know, like maybe you moved into a new apartment and it took you maybe a week to get everything together, and you're just like, oh, well, it only really, everything felt like it was falling apart, and then within a week it all felt like everything was perfect again. It was time to rebuild. It was time, you know, you were in this new apartment, this new house, this new stage in your life, and you're like, oh, well, it's time to do things that make me happy. It's time to be selfish. It's time to think about myself. And so now the universe is like, there you go, now you got it. Now you're starting to realize that that was just a time to, like, it felt like you took that leap of faith too early, but now you're recognizing I didn't take it early at all. I took it just on time. Like everything fell into place perfectly. And I was able to let go of things that no longer served me, things that weren't making me happy. Like I was able to let go of that relationship. Yes, it hurt for a good while, but I was still moving. Like it hurt, but I was still moving through it. You know, I was able to leave my comfort zone and enter this new, you know, I was so very nervous and so anxious of being in this new area, in this new space, that it felt like everything was crumbling apart. But you just really had to adjust to this new feeling, but it feels like something different is going to happen this time. Like, it feels like it's not really going to take, like, it's going to take that same week, but you're not going to think that your life was crumbling apart for this first week. You're going to be like, oh, so I just had to let go of these things and move through these things to now be in the life that I've always dreamed of, the life that I've always wanted. Oh, okay, well, and then it feels like something just has lifted off of you, like, and obviously this is going to take some time, and it can really happen literally today, tomorrow, during the weekend, because we're going through the solar eclipse. So it feels like that solar eclipse, because, you know, you have to wear special sunglasses to see the solar eclipse, because it says it burns things, right? It burns your eyes. You can, you know, that's what people would say. You can imagine that episode in SpongeBob, one of that guy's like, my eyes, and they're just burning, right? Well, instead of thinking that your eyes are burning in that situation, it feels like that solar eclipse is moving through something and burning away everything you no longer need, and you're left with what you do need. And like we said, this isn't a physical burn, right? Things aren't physically burning away, but your thought patterns of being in that victim mode are burning away, that thinking that you have to see something physical in order to trust the universe is burning away. This feeling of attaching things to your happiness is burning away. Like, you no longer need said thing to make you happy. And you start realizing, well, I don't need anything to make me happy. I'm happy just me. Like, I'm happy even if I don't have anything. I'm happy even, like, I don't have to ask for anything to be happy. I'm happy. And you start realizing that, like, oh, food doesn't bring me happiness. It's because I've attached my happiness to food. Or, oh, well, this said item doesn't never brought me happiness. I just attached my happiness to it. And now I can detach it. I can detach my, this, like, it feels like this energy going into said thing, pumping happiness into it, thinking that that is what's bringing you happiness, when in reality the happiness is literally attached to you. So all you have to do is just, like, untwist it, remove it, and bring it back into your heart and say, I don't need anything to make me happy. I just am happy. And even if things are, like, getting away from my life, I am still happy. Like, I'm still so happy, even while my whole life is crumbling apart, you know? Even while it feels like everything in me is crumbling, even though it feels like, am I losing this battle with myself again? Am I going to lose this battle with myself? We've been through this battle before, this internal battle where we felt like, well, we're gonna lose and we're no longer going to be here, you know? And we're not really even in that space anymore of even thinking that, you know? We've let go of that a long time ago. I want to say I let go of that feeling and that even slim chance of losing that battle. I want to say last year, like around this time last year, that's whenever I like let go of that, of, oh, well, I'm never losing that battle because I've made it this far. I'm not just going to make it this far. And so I'm going to keep pushing and keep pushing no matter what kind of mud I have to go through, no matter what kind of mush I have to go through, like a lotus flower. And lotus flowers have been a huge sign for me. Like, everyone has been saying lotus flower this, lotus flower that. If you see a lotus flower, and then I just started seeing them everywhere. And I used to never see them anywhere. I used to just be like, well, anytime I think of a lotus flower, I think of a lily pad, I think of frogs, right? And I would never really have lotus flowers in my house. I never really had anything in my house to do with lotus flowers. And then they just started appearing out of nowhere. Like, not physically, right? But signs. I was seeing a lot of pictures with lotus flowers on them, on my phone, on social media. People would be wearing shirts with a lotus flower. I would see them in movies. I would hear about them in songs. I would see them in art. And I was like, but I was never seeing these before. So, and they'd be like, if you're seeing lotus flowers today or lately, it just means that you're gonna go through all this mush, all this mud. It may be a little difficult, you know, all this inner battle may feel so very difficult, but you're gonna remind yourself, well, we've done this before and we know we're strong enough for this, so there's nothing to worry about. But so now we're not worrying about anything, and we're just expecting this good thing to come in because we feel that things are falling apart. But we know that if it's falling apart, it's actually just falling into place, and it's time to, you know, it feels like everything has broken to a million pieces. But now you get to choose what pieces you're taking with you, you know, and you're just like, okay, so out of all of this old life, do I really need anything, right? And you're just like, you know, maybe I'm gonna keep a piece of this broken plate, this broken cup, this broken anything, right? To remind me of this. But it still makes me sad, but I know I have to move on. And so, but there may be parts of you that sees this broken plate, sees this broken cup, and says, thank God. I really didn't need that. Like, in reality, I was gonna get rid of it, but I just couldn't. And I'm so happy that I'm kind of sort of happy that it broke. But then some parts of you are actually really sad because you're just like, I had a lot of memories with that. A lot of memories with that. But now it's time to let it go. And you swoop it up, knowing that you wanted it to let it go, but still sad that it's leaving, right? So it's okay to be in that feeling of, I don't know if I'm happy or if I'm sad, you know? And it's okay, you can be both. These both emotions can exist at the same time. It's like your 3D logical version and your 5D heart space version are existing at the same time. And so you've entered this time where I no longer have fear of things not working out, right? Because now I have this inner knowing, this deep, deep, deep inner knowing of it's always worked out. So it's always going to work out. So now you're entering this new timeline where the fear of it not, the fear of something that you know is for you, of it, the fear of it not coming into your life, into your reality, is no longer going to exist. And that's a beautiful time, beautiful, scary, anxious time to be in, but so beautiful and so amazing. And it's an anxious time, but I know I'm supported, right? I know I'm so supported through this time. I know it's gonna be time to rebuild everything the way that I want, and no longer asking anybody's opinion, doing things without hesitation, because I know it's going, I know that I want to do it because I'm happy now. I'm just happy. Like, that's who I am. And I'm just hopeful. I'm so grateful. But that's just who I am. Kind of version of yourself. I can't wait to show you all of the blessings that are coming into my life physically, right? Right now it's just I'm in this battle, and I know I'm going to win this battle because I've won it so many times already. So we're gonna go through this battle. It feels like we've moved backwards, you know, but in reality, that's not true. This door opened again. I'm being serious right now. Like, the door that I said that never opens, I've never seen open, and I come here all the time, has opened once more. It opened, like, because I'm back here meditating for like 8 hours a day on my off days. I am out here meditating for 4 hours on my days that I do have to work. And I don't ever see that happening. I don't ever see that door opening. And it's opening again. Like, I'm being so serious right now that I'm just like, there's signs everywhere. And what's so crazy is they just locked the door and then realized, I think, they forgot something and opened it again. So now that could be a sign as well. Like, let's say that you go into this door, right, and you're just like, well, it's not really what I want. And then you leave the door and you lock it, but then you keep the key in just in case. You know, you keep it just in case you forgot something in there, and say, oh, you know what, I don't want to be in that reality, but I forgot about this one said thought or one said thing, so I'm gonna go back in there and grab it and lock the door again, and I'm gonna keep the key just in case, maybe, right? But then you start realizing, well, I can keep the key as a memory, but I don't have to keep it in here, right? And so you just put it on your dresser drawer, and you know, well, it's not attached to here, so it's just for memories now. Um, because we've moved through this world, we've moved through this emotion, we've moved through this, that we no longer need it, but we're going to take something as a memory. You know, we're gonna put this on our shelf. You know, we know that it took a really long time for this, or maybe we made it really hard, right? Maybe we made it really hard for ourselves. We were working, you know, jobs after jobs after jobs that we hated, and we were so exhausted, and so exhausted every single time. We were exhausted this whole time we were in this reality, and we know that this reality is no longer going to exist, and now we're like, well, let me just take this, because I didn't even think I was going to survive that. So let me just take this so I can remember. So I can remember all my hard work, to remember that when I don't follow my dreams, when I don't follow my heart, when I'm running towards goals that aren't even mine, it feels like I have to work really hard. And I'm starting to realize that with the things that I do want, I can literally just sit back and they just come to me. So I don't have to work hard for the things that I want. And so you start realizing that, like, I'm gonna keep this in my dresser, I'm gonna keep this in view. So when I start feeling like I'm struggling, when I start feeling like I'm chasing a goal with no end, where I feel like I'm chasing a goal that's not making me happy, I can see said thing and say, oh, we might be following something that's not ours. We might be doing something, and we asked for opinions without really knowing. We asked for opinions and we accepted them, and we are saying, well, these opinions are kind of ruining my dream. But instead of the whole world having to crumble apart now, you can just be like, actually, thank you so much, but it didn't really work out. I didn't really like how that made my goal. And so you're able to just take them off now, because this whole thing is everything that you've wanted, and people can place things on it. So like, I don't ever have anything over here, right? I don't ever have like little trinkets or anything out here with me, but for some reason today I just brought them with me. Perfect. And so it's like, people can place things, right, in your reality. People can place things, but you can easily just take it off and say, well, you know what, thank you so much for this opinion, thank you so much for trying to help me, but it feels like we have two different goals. This isn't really mine, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this back to you. And so now you don't have said thing on it, so you're like, but I'm so happy. It's so simple, it doesn't look like much, right? Like this, literally this little thing brings me so much happiness, and it's just a dirt ball. It's literally just a dirt ball. I just grabbed, because I saw it on TikTok. I saw someone saying, well, if you're inside all the time and you can't go outside, just make one of these and you can literally just ground yourself. So I was like, yes. I kind of forgot what they were called. I think, because I know it's a Japanese art where they make these mud balls and they have a name for it. I don't really remember it, but if you know it, you can comment it. But I'm gonna comment it down below. Because I know what it's called, but I don't want to say it wrong. But it's literally just a mud ball. Like, that's what it is. But it makes me so happy, and anytime I'm inside and it feels like, well, the weather's not really what I want it to be. It's really, really hot out there, so I really don't want to go out there. I just grab this, I just go inside, and it feels like I'm outside and I'm grounded, you know? And it just feels so amazing. Like, it feels like I'm connected to myself. I can meditate so easily when I have this, because I know that I'm so connected to Earth. And I love nature. I love being out here. It feels like our connection was just meant to be. But I think that's it for right now. Yeah. Um, your life, it's like your life may look simple to other people, but it's everything to you. It's like I worked so hard to make this that I actually think I really like it, because I made another one, right? Um, it's because whenever I made this one, I kind of just saw how to make it. So it just said these are the things that you need, right? And so I saw that it needed like a little strainer to strain out all of the dirt. Well, all of like the little pieces, but I could not for the life of me find my strainer. So I kind of just was picking things out by hand, like big giant pieces, but letting some of the things still stay in there, knowing that it's not going to really affect the structure of it because I still think it's really pretty having these little twigs and stuff inside of it. So I said, that's okay. I'm just going to keep it that way. And this other one that I made and destroyed, I had followed every single step. I had found a strainer and I was taking everything apart. It was thin. Like I have it, but I guess maybe it won't show up very well on camera. But like I literally took dirt from my backyard and it literally became this finely fine like sand. So I made a bowl out of it, and for some reason it felt like it was falling apart way easier than this. And I was like, but I'm following the instructions, I'm following what they said. And then this one, I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna get dirt and just see how it works with me the way that I want to see it. And so I was doing this one and doing everything that they were saying that was going to make it perfect, because I didn't see this one as perfect because it has this like rough edge at the very bottom. It just wasn't a very perfect polished ball. And I was like, but I want a perfect polished ball. I want it to be perfect. And so this one was like just crumbling. It wasn't working out. And I just let it be. I let it dry into this ball, and I was like, I don't really like it. So I always kept it out here. But then one day I was like, I kind of want to see like what happens if you do accidentally drop it, to see, can you put it back? Can you not put it back? And so I dropped it, and I was like, yeah, you probably could if you wet it. And so it started raining after I dropped it. It's been dry. And then as soon as I dropped it the next day, it starts raining. How crazy. And so then it just became this mush, and it didn't help that I stepped on it. I stepped in it because it was like this like half ball. You could see that it was maybe a ball, but it looked like it was destroyed, and I like stepped on it and it doesn't even look like it was a ball. So it was basically like that thought process that was happening inside of me was also happening in my physical reality without me even realizing it. Like literally. Okay, so my things have arrived, so let me go ahead and grab them. Okay, so I grabbed them, and I'm probably gonna go ahead and end it here. I think that's really all that needed to be said, and I can't wait to make another video showing you everything that physically came into my life. I love you. And I hope if you're going through the same thing, that I'm sending you so much love. Because, wow, it's kind of scary, but exciting at the same. I'm so excited to see how blessed I'm gonna be. I know I'm gonna be blessed. I know things are gonna work out. I know they are. I'm so excited to see all of my blessings come into my reality. I'm so excited. I love you. Keep me updated on anything, and if you're going through the same thing, if you feel comfortable enough, share how yours is going. How you feel like your life is crumbling apart, if it's crumbling apart. And I don't mean like it doesn't have to physically be crumbling apart, but just like your inner battle, like, you know, just if you feel comfortable enough, like share your inner battle, because someone may be going through the same thing, and maybe you have a perspective that they really need to hear, you know, or if you're going through any kind of battle right now, share your story if you feel comfortable enough, and hopefully you're able to connect with others that feel the same way, and that, wow, like you survived that, and that means that I can survive mine too. You know, but don't depend on it, but just have that inner knowing that if I share my story, I get to see, oh, well, other people are going through the same, you know, the same thing, and like, wow, they've survived their inner battles. That gives me hope that I can survive mine. Or, you know, because we're all in different phases of our life, you know, different areas in our life. And the sun literally just came out, so literally, like, it was raining really hard, it was cloudy, and now the sun is out. I can't make that up. I can't make up these signs. These signs are everywhere. So pay attention to the signs. Keep your eyes open for amazing opportunities. You can't miss them, and they can't miss you, because it's literally going to be served on a golden platter for you. You're literally going to get all the keys. I love you so much. Bye.